How much of your life have you been waiting for someone else to approve? Permission to begin, permission to rest, permission to speak, permission to dream. What if the permission you've been waiting for has always been yours to give? Hey beautiful souls, and welcome to Gentle Truths with Delia, a space where we pause, reflect, and realign one truth at a time. Over the past 2 weeks, we've learned to begin where we are and to find beauty in the life we're already living. This week, we take another gentle step forward because sometimes the only thing standing between us and the life we're longing for is the belief that we need someone else's approval before we can fully live it. There are moments in life when we quietly wait. We wait to feel more confident, more prepared, more qualified, more certain. We tell ourselves, maybe next month, when things settle down, when I know enough. But what if courage doesn't arrive first? What if courage grows every time you choose to honor what already lives inside your heart? You don't need permission to take up space, to protect your peace, to celebrate your progress, to begin again. You are already allowed. Have you ever found yourself waiting for someone to understand your decision before feeling confident enough to make it? I think many of us do. We wait for approval, for reassurance, for someone to say, yes, you're doing the right thing. But not every chapter in your life will make sense to everyone. Some journeys are deeply personal, and sometimes the greatest act of courage is quietly continuing even when others don't fully understand, because your life was never meant to be lived by consensus. It was meant to be lived with honesty. We often think confidence is something people are born with, but I don't believe that's true. I think confidence is built one small promise at a time. Every time you trust your instincts, every time you speak honestly, every time you choose what feels aligned, even if it's uncomfortable. Little by little, you begin proving something to the most important person in your life, yourself. And that's where confidence quietly begins. It's easy to compare your journey to someone else's, especially in a world where we're constantly shown everyone else's highlights, everyone else's achievements, everyone else's successes. But God never asked you to become someone else. He created you with your own gifts, your own story, and your own purpose. There's so much freedom in remembering that. You don't have to compete for your place. You don't have to earn your worth. You simply need to walk faithfully in the life that has already been entrusted to you. Have you ever noticed how exhausting it is to constantly adjust yourself to fit what you think other people expect? Eventually, you become tired. Not because you're doing too much, but because you're carrying a version of yourself that was never yours to carry. The people who truly value you won't ask you to become someone else. They'll appreciate the peace that comes when you simply become more yourself. There was a version of you who did the very best she could with what she knew. She protected you. She helped you survive. she carried you through difficult seasons, and for that, she deserves compassion. Maybe you felt this too. But perhaps now, she's gently inviting you to become someone new. Not because she wasn't enough, but because you've grown beyond what once felt necessary. Growth isn't a rejection of who you were. It's gratitude for who you are becoming. Sometimes we make ourselves smaller, not because we want to, but because we've become used to taking up less space, less of our voice, less of our dreams, even less of who we really are. If this feels familiar, you're not alone. But imagine what could happen if you stopped apologizing for your light. Not louder, not harder, just more honestly. The world doesn't need a smaller version of you. It needs the real one. As this week comes to an end, I want you to think about how many beautiful moments you've postponed while waiting to feel ready. The truth is, most of us never feel completely ready. We simply begin. We trust, we learn, we grow. Perhaps this is where you find yourself today. Perhaps this week has been your reminder that your life doesn't begin when someone else gives you permission. It begins the moment you decide to fully step into it. Repeat this week's affirmations gently to yourself. I honor the voice within me with courage and compassion. I release the need for approval and embrace who I am. I trust that my life has purpose and I walk in it with confidence. I give myself permission to live fully, gently, and authentically. Carry the 1, 2, 3, or even 4 that you need most into the week ahead. Take a quiet moment this week and ask yourself, where in my life have I been waiting for permission, when perhaps all I've really needed is courage? This week, I'd like you to notice every time you hesitate because you're wondering what someone else might think. Pause. Take one slow breath and quietly ask yourself, what would I choose if I already believed I was enough? Each morning this week, stand in front of a mirror. Place one hand over your heart. Take a slow breath and quietly say, I give myself permission to be fully myself today. I give myself permission to be fully myself today. Carry those words with you. A gentle truth for the week. You don't need permission to become who you already are. You don't need permission to become who you already are. This week was never about becoming fearless. It was about remembering that courage is often quiet. It's found in small decisions, honest conversations, gentle boundaries, and choosing to honor yourself even when no one else notices. You don't need permission to become more of who you already are. You only need the willingness to take the next step. If you carry one thing with you this week, let it be this. Your life changes the moment you stop waiting to be chosen and begin choosing yourself. So that's pretty powerful, guys. Let's repeat that again. Your life changes the moment you stop waiting to be chosen and begin choosing yourself. My gentle blessing for you this week. May you trust your own voice a little more this week. May you walk gently in the purpose that is already yours. May you stop waiting for permission and quietly begin living the life that has been calling you all along. I wanted to do something different this week and introduce a gentle glimpse into what's next. So next week we're going to talk about protecting your peace, because sometimes choosing peace is one of the bravest decisions you'll ever make. So without further ado, this is your gentle truths for the week. If today's reflection encouraged you, I'd love for you to like, comment and subscribe to my channel. Your support helps grow this space and reach others who may need these gentle reminders too. Until next time, move gently, live honestly, and notice the beauty. Remember, you are already becoming. Stay gently aligned, beautiful souls, and I'll meet you here again next week. Take care. Ciao.